Oh, is there? Yeah, it's actually still blue sky out here. It's quite muggy today.
It's nice, but I think there's meant to be a thunderstorm coming.
Yeah, so it was cast of thousands at the beach yesterday. It was incredible. Um, Now, so let's hit back to share screen again. I'll start the recording again. So we've got everything opened. I got that first bit anyway.
So this is the one that we made, I think.
So next to Mike, there's the share, and just go back to sharing screen.
Oh, sorry.
That's it.
You got that?
Yep. So yeah, so let's go
Right.
back. I think we were
So we
looking at
had,
LinkedIn, right? So yeah, so
yeah,
what
we
you just
had this one.
maybe make a so see how it's got viewers member. So click on viewers member. There, yeah, and then if you so that link was the link that we actually looked at. But if you want to make a little note for the web person, this is the link that needs to be put on the website. Everything before the question mark. Yeah, so maybe do a copy and paste like you've done before, and just paste that into Basecamp for your own sort of, so we remember, right? So it is that link. But if you scroll down to the bottom where there's the comment area,
Well,
scroll right to the bottom here. So if you bring that tab down, yeah, there you go. And
right.
remember, like we did before, just add the note a company link. So this is the actual company link, not that person link. So yeah, so that's the link we need to have in there.
So that's the same as the top, though.
Yeah, it is. That's right. So, but what
That's the same
what the
as
website has is probably still connected
it's
to.
me.
I think I did probably never
Yeah,
changed.
I set up an email to.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've set up an email for them to change that. See?
yeah. So yeah. So there might be a couple other things. So I wouldn't send it yet. I
Yeah,
reckon. Yeah. So I reckon let's work on it. That's
because
that's the.
this is
So yeah. So basically, what it's
that's
done
the
is,
old one.
remember, that's the old one that was set up as a person. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and we've got to go and find out, check out all these contacts, and then shut
well,
it
the other
down.
thing, well, you've got the capacity to basically invite those 89 connections to the company page. So you just look at who they are and just invite them to the company page. But this
How
is
do
the
you
one
do
that I
that?
would suggest Ches use. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter. If he's not going to use it, that's fine. Well, it's just this is just a person. That's the thing, right? So,
All
um,
right. So how do we change the name of this then?
so you would go. So it's a first contact. You'd need to sign in however you sign into this one, right? So at the moment you're signed in as Mychelle. See up the top where it's got
Hmm.
me. You'd need to log in and go in however everybody used to sign into this one. I think this was a shared password. This other one, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Emma and that can do that. So I'll make a note that
So
Emma and
again,
Tess
just
can
make
follow
that
suit.
note. Is to actually and you really don't want to. You probably want to brand it with a so maybe make the notes in the comment, and that way you go, so okay, one thing the web person's got to do is they need to yeah, anyway, we'll go as we go. So maybe just copy and paste the link that it is. So you know how the link is that. It's not that one. It's the other one. Is it? Actually, this is the person. It is the person one.
Yes,
Sorry,
this
my
is
bad.
the
Yeah, no,
one.
that is the person. My bad. Yep. Yep. That's it. So yeah. So if you would go back to Emma. Yep.
All right.
Yep. Perfect.
So we close that one down.
Uh, yeah. So that we don't. That's right. So we've recognised now we're not that one. So yep. So let's go back to the other LinkedIn. And so probably the best way. So why is that one? So even that linked in. So is it just because it didn't load yet? So just refresh this page on the left hand side.
So I don't know why those images aren't up because I thought we loaded the
Yeah, no,
images up.
they'll come
Or
up.
did
I
we
think it's
just?
just a problem with again, it's that Wi-Fi speed, and sometimes images get impacted on that basis. I'll have a look on mine to see if it's live. To be honest, it's probably the easiest. Um, the easiest way to get to it is what I normally do, and you can do this on your phone as well on the app. But if you click on me in the top right, where it's got me, yeah, and then you go view profile, yeah, and then if you scroll down on your left hand side, and yeah, keep going, and then you'll see your icon. When you go a little bit further down, it'll say where you work. See, a little bit further. See there, it's got director, and see how it's got your up. Yeah, the director. If you click on that icon, no, there, that's it. That takes you to your page, right? Um, so just scroll back up. So that's the one. And just I don't know why that is not loading on. It's just a. I can tell you, it's just your computer at the moment. I think
All right.
I'm gonna double check though on my computer, um, because I think it's just your internet speed potentially.
Yeah. Well, it's strange.
Yeah, 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 it is. I can see now it's got that. It has got the actual picture on it. So then what we were sort of saying, those 86 connections. So what the homework was, which is best done by you,
Someone.
is actually if you so see how if you scroll up higher again, so where it said viewers admin on the right hand side, and then it's got admin tools. Click on admin tools, and it's got invite connections. And so you get straight away you want that person Water Temple to be following you, but I would imagine most of your connections, them, and I would you've got 2 days left in this month, and then you'll get another 100 people you can invite next month,
Oh,
right?
so can't we just click all of them?
You can click 100, you can click 99 to 100 of them now.
But do you
Yeah,
have to do one by one, or
I
can't you
think you
just
do
select
actually.
all?
Yeah, actually, although it says select unselect all on the right, but I don't think there's a way of selecting all. The other thing is probably don't invite um, people that if they don't have a picture in their image, because often they're ones that probably aren't using LinkedIn much.
Mm.
Yeah. And I should say you can do this on your phone as well, by the way. So yeah, it sounds like you've already got. Anyway, well, let's do if you want to
All
do
right. So
these.
I can come back and do this. What's
Yep,
next?
that's right. So there you go.
So
So
what about my Twitter account?
yeah, yeah. So we'll get to that. So you've actually just got two Twitter accounts. That just means you're only going to use one of them, right? I don't think you use the
Well,
other one.
see, you don't know how much I'm going to expand out and do other things once all this is
Right.
sorted.
Okay. Yeah. So
And I need my other account.
yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to keep going on this and do so you can see how easy it is, right? So,
Yeah.
I would just suggest to you that Utopia Care is that though another one that's not actually a person. I wouldn't waste one on Utopia Care
That's
if that's
me.
yeah, that's right. So
That's
don't.
me. That's the thing.
Well, I guess the only advantage of doing that is you can if you sign in as you, then at least you can see what it is. But remember, that's not how you use LinkedIn. Utopia Care isn't. That's the same thing as the problem with chess. You don't set up a business as a person. So
Right.
you'd set up a business profile for Utopia. You wouldn't set up a personal profile for it. Yeah.
So does that mean I can also set up another business profile underneath?
Correct. Yeah, I mean, I think you've even got it in your profile. If you go view profile, I think you already say something about Utopia further down, right? So scrolling down. Yeah, so there you go. Doctor of Traditional Medicine, Utopia Healthcare. It's just that there's no company created for Utopia Healthcare.
So how do we create a company for it?
It was like we did the other day where we go
I don't
through and do the
remember.
5 or the 6 profiles, right? Um, yeah, so that's the process in terms of if it's a legitimate business. Well, clearly it's a legitimate business. It's another one of your business interests.
Yeah.
Anything that sort of is competing in the market, um, you want to set them up with the best chance of success, right? So you
Yeah.
set up all the profiles for the business. Yeah,
All right. So how do I set up one for Utopia Healthcare?
yeah. So again, we would do what we did the other day. Remember where we spent sort of 3 hours going through and doing it for so again, it's that checklist of basically, and yeah, I mean, realistically, you
Well,
can,
where is that checklist? Because I don't remember.
yeah, yeah. So you'd go back to the checklist of what we went through. It's in Basecamp, remember?
All right. Okay. So I can do that.
Yeah, yeah. So the checklist in Basecamp. Um, if you want to do it yourself, then basically you just follow the same checklist, but you do it for Utopia.
Yep.
Yeah,
So that checklist, I just want to check it.
yeah. So that was the
Where
one
is
you had
it?
open first. So if you click on blue, so scroll up the top. So this was what the write up after we've gone through the checklist. So at the moment we've done the setup. So you've done the yeah. So see how it's got Steve commented on, or sorry, the checklist is the second one down in the discussions, right? So that's what I know in the discussion further down.
Ah,
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So that's what we sent through for for Water Temple, right?
Here.
Yeah.
So where does it say to go through how to set up LinkedIn?
Well, it's not a checklist. It's a checklist of what we do when we work with you. It's not. It's so. In other words, if you're doing it yourself, you would basically go, okay, I've got my personal profile. We've updated it now. It's Mychelle Whitewood. I then create. You create a LinkedIn company page for Utopia. Um,
Where do I create it though, Steve? From here.
yeah, you go to on the right hand side, where it got work. So where it's got work on the right hand side, and there's a drop down. So yeah, there, and scroll down and go create a company page, and that's how you do it.
All right. So hang on, that's work.
So maybe make that
Okay.
note for yourself if that's what you want to sort of look at today. That would be the next step. So under where you've put your note, where we did that note for today's session, you kind of got to you want to have a notes for all the different things that we're doing. So not in this part because that's not what we were working on today. We were working on the current account. So scroll back up and you'll find that the comments exist already. So clicking on your blue hyperlink there, the WTE, and then if you click back into the social media website pages and accounts set up there, and you'll find that the comments is still existing where you were, right? So scroll down. So click back into that add a comment. Click there, yeah, and above that maybe make just header it, just
Okay.
write notes above this above the LinkedIn thing. Yep. Um, yeah, notes to self. Maybe put it above because there is things with that where you've got the LinkedIn link, right? So just put notes above the LinkedIn link as well. So just go enter above that. Yeah, that's it. Notes, right? So yeah, so um, yeah, yeah, okay. So
All right.
Yeah, so it's the drop down on the right hand side, I think. Yeah, drop down on the right hand side. But so let's head below. So on the right hand side, there's the work. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and then let's make the next heading under the setup. After setup, um, just write LinkedIn, right? Because you've got some tasks here for LinkedIn, right? So firstly, you want to so so that's your so because you got the 6 channels where we possibly are about to talk about. So it is a
All
different
right.
session though, Mychelle. In some ways, realistically, it's going to be probably tough to get you on all the on your phone ones. If we then start to look at USC, you might be adding an extra layer of complexity for us. Does that make sense? Yeah, so yeah, where that you're right, the work is on the right hand side. But yeah, if you go, so again, just recognizing that you're using your Dr. My, you might want to copy that link for yourself because that's you're always going to be in LinkedIn as this person, right? You don't need to ever go in as anybody else, right? So that's your sign in. It sounds like you've already signed in on the app, so let's make that note. You can already access on your phone as well as on the computer, right? Um,
Yep.
Under the water temple one, you're going to, if you haven't done it already, you're going to have the web person update the link, which is the link that's
Yeah, I've written
below.
a letter for that.
You've done that one, yep. And you're also going to have Emma change the person to the
Yeah, I've
person.
already got a note
You've
on
got a
that.
note for that already? Yep, cool. Okay. So are you happy then? And maybe the other thing is just to note when you're signed in as Water Temple as the admin, then you use the ad. You basically that's how you go about inviting 100 people per month to follow your company. And probably make sure that the 86 people that are currently connected to Ches are amongst the first ones that you probably invite because they probably think they're to a degree they might be confused
Ah,
whether
I just shut it down.
it's okay if you go if you in fact you've got it you could just copy the link that's just there and just paste it into an empty tab, either one, whether you go the Mychelle or the company one. That's it. Just enter. Yep.
It's weird that it's so slow.
There we go. Yep. So you basically go into your admin tools. Is
See,
the admin tools on the right is where you actually see underneath viewers member. It's got admin tools. That's where you go in. Yep.
admin tools.
Admin tools. Correct. Yep. So maybe just write admin tools to That's yep. And yep.
Yep.
And then maybe with your comment there, you basically what you sent to Emma was LinkedIn uh, person to be updated to Chess.
Yep.
Yep.
I've made a
Okay.
note of that.
So and you said you can already access that on your phone, right? So you've got your app for your LinkedIn, and you just use it the same way as we've just used it now, right? So you can get between, and you've got all the same capabilities. You can invite people, you can do it all the same
But
things,
then
but
I have to just go and search for water temple. Um,
well, rather than searching for Water Temple, you're better off, remember, going to your own profile and then just clicking on the icon, and then you know you're going to the correct page because we've associated it with your profile.
yep,
Yep,
I'm there.
that's the best way to do it. Yep, and that
But
way you know you're going into the right one.
it goes to the old one. That's the problem.
Which one go on your
It goes
LinkedIn?
to
You're
the
probably
old one.
potentially you've signed in, so you'd need to sign out and sign in as your proper as your. So what at the moment are you signing in as Water Temple person? Is that what you're saying?
No, I wasn't. I just was in my profile. I'm in my profile. I view my profile. And then that I'm the director. Um, and then if I hit the button of director, then it goes to the right one.
Yeah, so you should just be able to, even when I do it and I go to your profile, I can do the same thing, right? So I can go to Dr. Mychelle Whitewood, and then if I view your profile and um, I click on I click on the icon next to director, it takes me to the page as well. So yeah,
Yeah, but that other one still comes up.
it still comes up where?
Well, if I don't press the director and I just punch in and go searching, the old one
Oh
comes
yeah,
up.
well that's going to keep coming up until it gets
So we have to
changed.
really get Emma to change
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That has
that's
to
right.
be definitely Emma needs to change that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
It just
All right.
looks,
Now
yeah, it just kind of, for those people
the
in the know,
story.
it's kind of an obvious mistake that's been made, right? Is that the business has been set up as a person. We've
Yeah, well,
rectified
that's
that, so
okay.
that'll change
So
quickly enough.
moving, yeah, well, we'll sort that out. But
Yeah.
what happens with the Twitter account?
Okay.
Because
Yeah. Let's keep moving
that in
through then.
itself,
Let's have a look at that next. So I just want to do them one at a time. Otherwise, like we mentioned before, we become a little bit, yeah. So we've LinkedIn. We're okay. Yeah, we're good now.
yeah,
Yep, cool. So basically on this account, so here at the bottom where it's got the three dots, where it's got Utopia on the bottom left
yeah.
hand corner, yeah, there. Yeah, click on that and see how you go add an existing account. So click on add an existing account above log out. Yeah, add an existing account. And then you just need to, if you go to Basecamp, you can see the details for the other account. So if you go back to Basecamp and you can copy and paste
What?
to Basecamp,
What do you mean?
the tab top left, second from the left,
No, I'm lost now.
to the tab up the top. So if you go up to the top where we've got Basecamp, you've got it open already. Yep, right up the top.
Oh,
Remember where all our links
yeah.
are? Yep, and scroll up the top because this is all your account details, right? So here it's got.
Ah,
So if you copy Water Temple there first, don't need to copy the whole lot. Just copy the actual username, right? So if you just copy Water Temple, yep, that's it. Or without the forward, copy that for now, and then just get rid of that / in front of it. Just go paste,
um,
get rid of the
you don't need the
/
forward slash. You
yeah,
need that
and then go
at.
next. No, 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 at either. No, no.
Um, didn't like we don't do the ats. I
No,
thought
we
you
don't do
didn't
the
do
at.
the
That's
ats.
not the username, so the username doesn't include the at either.
Hmm.
I don't.
So I might close this LinkedIn.
It'll be okay. I'd leave. Well, okay. It's up to you. Uh,
Well, it
I
seems
don't,
that
I
there
don't
seems
think
to be
that's
so
what's
many.
causing it at the moment. I think it's what's causing it at the moment is it's confused by having an at symbol put in front of it. So maybe refresh this page. Just refresh this page because, yeah, let's do that. And then hopefully it's still going to try and log in. Get rid of everything that says
That's
flow login. Oh, okay. Yep. Start again.
easy, huh? Start again.
Okay, so add an existing account on the above, yeah, above Mychelle, Dr. Mychelle, yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Not a good day for us to get together. It's so slow.
Are you at home?
No, I'm at
At
work.
work? Jeez, it is. Yeah, it does suggest the Wi-Fi is not great. It is sort of. You can see with the. There we go. Righto. So this time, do your paste again. Just get rid of the / in the front of it. Yeah, that's it. Get rid of that. and then go next, and then go back to Basecamp where you can find the oh, did you guys know the password? I don't know the password for this. I usually give people the password, but you guys have it, right? So
Hang on. Um, where were we? We were in
back to Twitter, yep.
Twitter, and the password is
chess.
Is it potentially the water float temp one?
oh, hang on. Did they say that?
No, it wasn't right. Yep. Need to try again.
Chess. Please press any digit to complete this call.
Yes, Chess.
Hey, can you by the desk, can you push the remote to the garage door, please?
No, I'm not by there at all, and I'm in the computer. I can't do anything. I'm stuck.
I guess what you said. Can you use the remote to open the garage door?
No, I can't. Now, log in.
Yes, that's it. So this time around you could have saved it, but anyway, that's okay. Good. Right, so now you're in as that, and basically you could flick on the computer. I think you can have as many as 5 accounts, but that you can flick between, right? So
I can have what?
as many as 5 accounts. You've got 2 on that bottom left now, where you can flick between either Water Temple. So when you go to the bottom left, where it's got the details of the actual Twitter account, you can flick between one or the other, right? So on the
Where?
bottom left under tweet, remember where you actually signed into this account? Yeah, there. So now
Down
when you
here.
click on that, you can switch between the two. Yep. And it's the same on your phone. So
And
you
then I
need
could add
to.
another one.
What's that? Is there another one that you
Nothing.
need to add?
No, I don't want to add. No, I definitely don't want to add another one then.
Okay. But basically, you
I'm
have 2
just going.
profiles, so you just need to make sure that you know which one you're in. If Utopia does Utopia Healthcare share the same
How do I
icon?
check the profile? How do I do that on my phone?
Well, on your phone, if you go into the app, let me have a look on my
Yeah, I'm in
phone,
the app,
and
and
I'll
I'm in
talk you
edit
through. So you've got
profile.
the app. Um,
Yeah.
it's slightly different because it's a different view, but where you've got your profile picture on the top left,
Yep.
you click on that, and then
Yep.
basically, if you don't see the other one, then
No,
you
I
need to
don't.
go add an existing account. If you click on, have you got 3 dots next to your profile when you click on that picture, or what? So I'm
It
assuming
says share drafts, list you're on, view moments, QR code.
no. So when you click on your so at the moment you go into Twitter, correct? Yep. So
Yeah, I'm in.
you go into Twitter. Click on the little
Yep.
house on the bottom left first, just to make sure that you're actually
Yeah.
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 And now
I
up the
did that.
top, you've got because you got the same icon for Utopia. You're in as Utopia Health. Do you know? So you're in as Utopia at the moment, yeah?
Yeah. I've
Utopia.
got the Utopia symbol. I've got a little bird, and then I've got a star on the corner.
Yeah. So the Utopia symbol on the top left. So just
And it says switch to latest tweets, view content preferences on the little star thing, and then that little
so
bird. And then if I press on
yeah. If you
the
press on
symbol, it's
you,
got Utopia Healthcare,
yeah,
profiles, list, topics, bookmarks, moments.
yeah. So,
Problem with
yep, but
privacy.
on the what is there any three dots to the right of that at the top?
No,
So
no.
does it say Utopia and then it's got following and followers?
It's got following and followers, yes.
Yeah.
Then
Um,
it's got
is there
profile.
so because you've only got the one profile, right?
It says create a new account, add an existing
Yeah,
account.
add an existing. So now you want to add an existing and put the same password and details that you just did to do this one. So you do Water Temple AU and then the password that you just did.
Oh, radio. That says looks like it's better.
Yeah. And now to swap between the two, you just
And then the problem is, then what I need to go in and do now is edit the profile of Utopia Health of Mychelle.
correct. And
So
I
how
would
do
be
I get
yeah.
back to the other
If
one?
it was me and my business, I'd be using just your image at the moment. Use it like a crossover, basically. So
Yeah, so I need to go back in here
yeah, so
and
yeah.
see how those images are exactly the same.
Yeah, so if you
So
go in
how do
here
I
again, so
edit?
for this profile, you go hit on your profile under messages. If you're wanting to do this now, but this is very similar to what we were saying about creating the profile on the other. So I would make a note for yourself as you go on profile in as
Yeah,
this one and you go edit
yeah,
profile and you put in the things that you need to have in, right?
that needed an image of me.
That I would put an image of you. Yeah, that one that Ches suggested, which isn't then so associated with Water Temple.
Mm.
Yeah, so you just go open. I think you've clicked on it. Yeah,
Oh,
to
well,
down the
I'll
bottom
click it.
right.
I'll use this
Yeah,
one.
I think use that. Just go open. So
That's not the
next to
other. That's
cancel.
not the one that Chess likes.
That I thought that was the one he liked. He
No,
said
it
that
wasn't.
you look professional on that one.
Oh well, who cares?
There you go.
So,
And save. Yeah, and that'll save. That'll mean you won't. You'll no longer have that confusion about which one am I
yeah,
in. You'll know
yeah.
which one you're in, right? So. And then there's clearly what I would make a note for yourself is copy that link up the top where it's got UHC. Yeah, copy that link, paste it into Basecamp. Scroll
Where do
down
I
to
put
where
it
you've
in
got your
base?
notes, down to your notes. Yeah, and underneath, just say for Twitter, you need to update your profile. Not just you updated the photo, but if you go into your profile, it's pretty skinny at the moment. It sort of says I would put in. You probably could put in copy and paste from your LinkedIn, for instance, that says that you've got you wear a number of hats, right? So, and use that virtually as your public profile on Twitter, right? So, um, that's that side of things. Right. So, what were you saying with the confusion with? Are you okay with that? Because that's again, it's just so where you go
Yeah, I'm
edit,
much happier with that.
you click on edit profile there. Yep. That's where you put in all your updated. So you just your bio and that sort of stuff. You'd basically make sure that's
Yep,
in there. Does Utopia have its own
yep,
website?
yep.
Yeah. So you'd want to put all that
I'll
sort of
show
stuff in
you.
there. Yeah.
I'll show you. You haven't seen all this. You don't even know half of what I do. Come on, where are you? Why isn't that doing anything?
just maybe click and then hit enter.
You still sound like you've got a cold.
I have still got a bit of a cold. It's annoying.
Why don't you go into a herbalist over there, you?
Yeah, well, that's probably the next step. Did you hear from Frank yet?
No,
Not yet. Hopefully we
no, I
don't.
haven't heard from him yet. See, it's not going anywhere.
Okay, so let's just say we, make the most of things. Let's go. So again, you can probably even with the you've even just having just put that in now while you've got it open, just copy the website because that's probably the most important one to have in there. So and paste it into where it says website. There you go. It is open now. Yeah. And maybe just go save. But yeah, maybe leave it open and then come back to it and then, tidy up the way you want to do. So um, remembering it's on the checklist. So, but I would use this a bit like, potentially even with your Instagram for your Utopia Instagram, you might use it as a bit of a crossover as well. So let's go and have a look at what you were saying around Facebook. And your business manager, right? So your business manager,
Say that again. Well, it doesn't seem like that Instagram, when Emma does accounts, when she
yep.
posts from Canva, they don't seem to go off at the same time. I mean, like I can ring them
I
and
think we
double
said it's
check.
the
I'll
best
see.
place to send it from, and why we added her in was actually to do it natively on here. To use I use a third-party app to share across all five, but that incorporates Canva if we wanted it to. But just click on your business manager, because I think no internet. So let's just try again.
That's not true. There is internet because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
would be
It
going
clearly
through
maybe it
it for
tried to load
me.
that page, and it is often the business.
So this is one of my other websites.
Yeah, yeah. And so clearly, there's a lot of opportunities for social proofing / improvement on this one, right? So, and again, using the same sort of strategy that we've used for Water Temple.
Hmm. And that's why I wanted to add that, increase that other space. So yeah,
So have you
that's interesting.
gone to your, so again, you've got your Twitter, you've got your LinkedIn on your new phone. Have you got Business Suite on your phone?
Yep,
You've got Business Suite
I
on there as
do.
well, and you've got,
Yeah,
and so you've got Facebook and Instagram on there.
yep,
Yeah, and you can sign in with those. Um,
yeah.
I never use Google My Business on my phone, and I never use YouTube on my phone
But
as
with
the business at least.
Instagram, if
But
I
yeah,
go into my profile on Instagram, I've got, you can't see my how do I do that?
so Instagram is exactly
My,
the
there
same
is
as what
no
we just
image.
did
There's
with.
no particular.
Yeah, so it's
I need to
exactly the
put
same
this
as Twitter. We
image.
need to basically, you need to be in one account or the other, right? So it's the same thing. So with Instagram, you need to be able to, you need to flick between your accounts, like we just did with your with um, with Twitter, right? On your phone, you go in between the accounts. So if
All right, but
are you
I've got to be
signed in
able to
here at the
change
moment?
the image.
You're not signed in this one, I think. This one again, you're signed in as some other one, right? You're signed in as Dr. Mychelle,
See,
right?
I've got to edit the profile
Okay. So yeah,
unless I leave that profile.
yeah. Well, again, I would use the
Do I have to
face.
have
I
a
would use
picture of
this.
me?
I would use the same profile you just added to your Twitter for now. Yep. So
No, this one's going so slow. This is ridiculous.
on your while we're waiting for that, on your phone, in the same way as you did it for LinkedIn, can I get you to go to the Instagram app?
I am on the Insta app.
Yeah, you're on the Insta app. So when you're on the Insta app, it immediately opens up to your profile and your pictures, right? So you're going to do this. I won't do two things at a time. Let's do this one first. Yep. Okay.
All right.
There you go. Um, on your phone app, so basically, a bit
Yeah.
the same as Twitter. If you're in on the phone app, you go to the top. So I'm in. I can see Steve Hubber for me, right? Then if on the phone app, you then click on
Mm.
Steve Hubber. You have the option if you scroll down. For me, there's a lot to scroll down, but you basically go. It talks about add an account
Where?
on the phone.
On my phone,
Yeah, on
I've
the
got
on the Instagram
post.
app on your phone, so that you can switch
Yeah.
between your accounts. Right? You've probably got
Okay, so I've got edit profile, add tools, insights, add shop, email,
no. So yeah. So um,
shop,
when you've gone
stories
into Instagram,
highlight.
correct? You're on Instagram on your phone.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Um,
Yeah.
So on the top left, what is so your top left probably says what's the account name here? It's Mychelle at, right?
It
So
says my name, Dr. Mychelle.
Dr. Mychelle, yep. So up the top left, if you just push that name, and does it say how many followers you've got and how many close friends you've got? Maybe.
Yeah, hang on. I know what's happening. You bastard. All right. Now, what did you say?
On your phone.
Yeah, I've got so many followers and so many
Yep.
posts.
So but also underneath it, does it say add an account if you scroll down?
No, it's got story. No, it doesn't have any of it.
This is where I kind of long for the days of in person. It's not as easy to talk to people about their phones as it is to do it with the online stuff.
You've got
Um,
settings, archives, insights, your activity, QR code, save, close friends,
that
discover
sounds like
people.
a different section. That's where you've gone. No, you've clicked on your three.
Ah,
You've clicked on
do
your
I add?
hamburger. Click on
It
your
says
name.
there is a square. There's a plus symbol that says post, real story, story
No, no.
highlight.
So you're in the wrong part, right? So,
Right.
so um, do you? So can I get you to click on that again so you no longer see that? I just want you to see your profile and your details where it says edit profile and it's got your pictures.
Oh, here I found it. It says add an account.
Correct. Yep. Good. So now you just need to put the details. If you want to go to Basecamp, you've got those
Do I
details.
do? It says add account, log into existing account,
Yeah.
create a new account.
Yeah. So you're going to log into an existing account like we did with Twitter.
Right.
So you go to, if you want to get the details, you can click on the left hand side to Basecamp. And what you do is scroll up. And basically, we know that your account's called Water Temple Flotation, right? So that's the account name. So
But it's got here water temple dot
yeah,
flotation.
that's the
None of
old
the
account.
above.
That's your
No,
old
none of
account.
the
That's how
above.
we changed the name, right? So you need to call it Water Temple Flotation.
So you sign it up or switch accounts.
No, you're going to add an account, add an existing account, right?
No, like that.
You sounds like you may have had it connected before if you can already see it. I would
Yes.
go add an account.
Oh boy. Hang on. So add an account. So it's not. It's a new account then.
So can
Well,
you?
you've got when you press add account,
It
you've either
goes
got
log
log
into an
into it.
existing account, yeah.
Yeah,
So click
and
on
then
log
it
into
gives
an
you.
existing account. But what you want to do then is make sure that you put in without the dot, right? So it's basically you log into the existing account, but it's called water temple flotation, one
Yeah,
word.
because it says incorrect user's name. Try again.
No. So if you do water temple flotation,
Well, there's no room. That's the thing. There's no room. You have to create a new account.
I think so. If you click in there, though, it sounds like it's picking up on one you may have created because that's your old account, right? Let's make sure, because I just want to make sure that you actually, when we click on your Instagram at the moment, next to the on the laptop now, let's um, let's in there go. You can stay in this account. Actually, yeah. So stay in this account and just do water temple. Um, Flotation, one word in the search in the middle. In the middle there, yep, search, yeah. Water temple flotation. Yep. And there you are. So click on that. Yep. And see that's your page, right? So what and you're doing okay. You've got some reasonable followers. So yeah, even what you should
Well,
be
see,
able to.
it's not coming up. It's not coming up on the phone.
So but when I've got a list of I don't know, 100 accounts, right? But if so, same thing. When I go and say log in to an existing account, you may be getting something different. Mine is giving me blank, right? Where it says phone number, username, email, and then password, right? Does yours straight away give you, so does yours not give you similar? What does yours come in when you go log into
No,
an
it
existing
came
account?
with water temple dot flotation and wouldn't let me go into this. And then if I write this up,
Because what would happen now is if you tried to sign in to watertemple.flotation, that account doesn't exist anymore. That's not an account that you have,
no,
right?
that's right.
Yeah.
And so then it's got username water temple flotation is not available.
Yeah, that's right. So you can't create a new account because you already have the account. That's why you have to log into an existing account.
Right. So how do I go back out of that? It won't let me go back. How do you go back?
If you sent cross, then up the top potentially you just close it, and then you do the same. Go through the same process again. You hit your personal profile, and then you find add an account again.
Right. Right. So, all right, I've gone back into my personal profile. And then I go up there and then I hit add an account.
Yeah,
And it says log into an existing account.
correct.
And then it says choose an Instagram account saved with Google Smart Lock. It's got my phone number.
Yeah,
And
so
then it's got watertemple.flotation.
yeah,
And then
don't choose that. Don't use that.
it's got Dr. Mychelle _ Whitewood. And then it says none of the above.
Yeah, go none of the above.
I did that. And then it says switch accounts, sign up or log in.
Go switch accounts. Yeah. Log in. Log in probably. It's just log in, and you
Well,
need to
I
put
just
the.
said switch
Yeah.
accounts, and so I'm going to punch in Lotta Temple quotation, and then I've got passwords to go for all the passwords.
I don't think you changed the password. I just think we changed the name.
I need to put a password in, all the same. So let me go to password. What is it? What are we in? We're in Instagram, are we? Right. Allow access, contact, allow access, discover people. Right. We're in.
Okay. And now when you want to do that in future, you just click on the name and then you'll be able to flick between the two accounts.
Well, it's got view professional dashboard, or if I go, I see. And then I can swap between who I want to be. Lordy, lordy. All right. So, okay.
There you go.
Wow.
It's even telling you on your email that you've logged in for the first time from there.
And then I've got this, that tells me which one I'm in. So then I can swap over accounts. Oh my God.
So maybe just take that copy that URL and just for yourself, just to know that the same thing. So we've done the same thing. We've basically made it that you can flip between the two accounts on your. So scroll to the bottom and just make that little note that you can. It's the same thing on as on Twitter. You've done now on Instagram where you can flick between the two accounts on your phone. Yeah. If you just
And then,
if you've already signed into Business Suite,
hang on, we
then
just took over this one. I just want to go into this profile and swap it over.
yeah, so this
Um,
one you have to log in and log out when you're on the computer, just so you know. So on
yeah,
the
but that's okay. I still just want to put it in
yeah, that's it.
basement
Yeah, that's
so
it.
we
So that you
can,
know the two profiles, correct.
so we've
Um,
got the two
yeah.
stuff.
So um,
Now, we wanted to go into here.
as far as this is concerned, um,
It's
so
all open now.
yeah, it's open. That's it. So
But
um,
that's not necessarily what happens on the phone.
yeah. So on the underneath the icon on the left hand side, what happens if you go plus?
Where?
Actually, on the left hand side there, yeah, create post. Click on that because you were talking about integration. I just want to check that the integration is there. So that's all there, right? So you just choose whether you want to post to Facebook or you want to post to Facebook and
Yes, but what
Instagram.
about when it's on Canva?
Oh well, Canva's not my bag, so yeah, I don't know. That sounds like an issue that's not one that I use. I don't use Canva basically. I can in public if I wanted to, but I just don't. So that would sounds like it's a Canva issue, not a social media issue.
Radio.
Yeah. So because your business manager is set up bang on, it's fine. So
So,
effectively,
but this is not ticked here. Does this need to be ticked
if
here?
you wanted to post to both, yeah. So you got the choice. You can post to one or the other, or you can post to both. Yeah. So
Well, they
maybe
normally get
again,
posted both.
yes. So again, what I would be suggesting for Emma, and this is why we added her to the business manager, is create the Canva image or the video that she's wanting, and then you just add the media. So see how it's got add media down below? She just added
No?
she down below there underneath.
Where?
So on the left hand side, it's got add media. So you just
No.
ran your cursor
Oh,
over
here.
it. Yeah, there. So
Right.
that's where she would add her video or photo that she's created in Canva.
Right.
Yeah. Um, and again, if it's me, I'm not doing that on the phone. I'm doing it all. Most people, in myself included, if I'm at an event and that sort of thing, I will actually do an Instagram post potentially and then send it to Facebook. But that's a whole new lesson for a whole nother day, right? So, but that's sort of live real time posting, which we do encourage people to do. And you can do the same thing on Twitter. I mean, realistically, you can connect them in such a way, which you already
Yeah,
have
well,
the
how do you add Twitter into
not
here?
into here because Facebook doesn't own Twitter. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're basically on your phone when you're posting as the business, you can choose to integrate Twitter on your phone, so that it does post there as well. In fact, recently they may well have changed that. Um, but yeah, that's a kind of I'd suggest that's moving beyond setup. That's kind of into posting planning and that sort of stuff. Realistically.
Yeah.
possibly it sounds like it might be something better to explain to Emma too, depending on how you're doing it. But yeah, um, Twitter and Instagram are both really good for the next time the Joker comes in and has a naked float.
All right. Well, now the other question is, what's your feel on TikTok?
My feel on TikTok is I use it to create content.
Mm.
Yeah,
So, how do we create a TikTok account? Is that just done on the phone, or do you do that
it's
where?
easiest done on the phone, and you just make sure you use the same premise, the same details. Yeah, realistically, yeah. So I think Damien just asked me about that as well, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's not a hard process to create a TikTok account, and it is best done on your phone, and it's very similar to creating an Instagram account.
All right.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
and
because
and,
it's
and
got
just
more. I think.
and for ease sake, for all of our clients, we always use the same because again, you need a password sign in. It isn't one where Steve, Mychelle, Emma can access. It's one where you need to set it up as the business, and it is the business you access with a shared password. So you'd probably set it up, with Hello at or whatever one you use for the business. So, yeah, so that basically anybody could go in there. The advantage of TikTok, as I said, for content creation, it's a really nice way of being able to sort of mix and blend um, your pictures and your video. So you can have 4 or 5, and I use it a lot personally, just as a nice way, and then I'll share it back to Instagram and Facebook.
All
So
right.
because most of my connection and particularly from a business perspective aren't on TikTok,
Yeah.
so that's the reality. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
but like we've got to be able to move into that
yeah, as I
paradigm.
said, it's very good, given particularly for what you guys are doing. I think it's a much better tool for content creation than Canva. So
TikTok.
yeah, I'd rather I use TikTok because I'm not interested in having lots of print over my images. Yeah, so because I don't think they go well with with messages. So
Mm.
yeah,
Okay.
cool. Well, I think if you want, just so you make sure it stays in there. But do you want to hit add comment to that Basecamp one? I think I forgot to say that last time, but that way you know it stays in there and we don't
Yeah.
lose it next time you're around. Um,
Fantastic.
but I think from what you asked me, we've covered off quite a bit because you kind of now that you can flick between. Um, well, firstly that what LinkedIn one is. Yeah, in fact, we should be able to. What LinkedIn profile you need to be. So there is that just the company. That's it, and you go in
Yeah, and
there as
I'll
Mychelle.
increase the create one with Utopia Healthcare
Yeah,
and
yeah.
have that quite separate. So
And then the same thing, right? You'll be able to go into either or depending on who you're representing, right?
yeah.
But with Twitter and Instagram, you need to flick between the profiles, which is kind of what we've done. Um,
Yeah, but that's okay. I'm much more comfortable with this now. And the problem that's been is like I've never been hanging out on technology,
mm,
and it's taken 4 years to sort of get to this point where, and no one that I've hung out with has really known or understood
mm,
this or be able to cope with my brain and the way I process stuff. So it's finding the right person that's going to spend time with you and invest your own time to ask the question, because I haven't really always known the right questions to ask, so it's made it really difficult to find someone. And unless you specialize in it like yourself, people know bits and pieces, but they don't really know how to go around working it back and forth and clarifying it like you have. So
yeah, yeah. And I think,
um,
as you mentioned, um, yeah, your brain is slightly different to mine. I think you clearly have capabilities, but I think that can be a strength and a weakness for you, right? So, and so probably there's an element of sort of saying, well, okay, what am I a specialist in? And as you've just said, and what can I probably leave to others, like you've probably done with Emma and Damien, right? So you've
oh,
kind of
there's
used
been a
their,
lot that I've left to others because
yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't
yeah,
had the time or the headspace to
but
take it on board. But
but you are,
enjoy
yeah,
and
you do. You're quite similar in that. I do see you're more like some of the tradies I've sort of have come in where they kind of they've maybe been burnt by people that have said they can do everything. In actual fact, you don't really know what they're doing, right? So, particularly online folks at times, the digital marketer that says they do, oh, we'll get you and it'll all happen, yeah. So
Well,
that,
it's not
yeah,
even that, Steve.
yeah,
It's the fact that they go, oh, we'll just do all this and you just do this, this, and this. And you sort of trust them,
mm,
but you don't know the consequences. And then you have to go and backtrack. And so all these bits and pieces have been set up because it's really easy. You just do this and
yeah,
we'll just
yeah,
do that. And we'll have Zapier and we'll set up this account. You've got a Facebook account. We'll have to do ad accounts. We'll have to do this, this, and this. And we'll set up that.
mm,
And it's like being too piecemeal. So it's been racing for until COVID. It was full on for 2 years, and there were multiple things and audits. I had website audits. I had business audits. I was holding two different websites at the same time, and then
mm,
you're having to deal with two of everything, like two Facebooks, two Instagrams, two
yeah, yeah,
Twitter accounts, and it was just like, and then learn how to run a float center and still be in practice to fund it all. So all of it has been a lot to take on, and even having to do the matrix of connecting pods to the internet and their IP addresses, and then have to do different platforms with websites because one's
yeah,
on WordPress, the other one's on Squarespace, and then you've got Net Registry that got taken over by someone else that had to go with Microsoft, and then you have to upload all this. And it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, no, actually, Mychelle, you actually have to sit down and understand all of this and not be in a race to do everything else at the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
time.
I think well, and you're too good at business to be higgledy piggledy. I think that's the thing. You've got a great business. I think, but having said that, what you're pointing out is that I think that's a challenge for everybody that's running a business, right? Is to make sure everything they've got is up to date. Even for me, right? So I'll go in and say, really, the last time I updated that was back in July. You know what I mean? So
Well,
there's even elements of for me as well, making sure that everything's current.
I mean, like my web guy said the same thing to me. He set up a new site, like his little side hustle on top of the side hustles that he has. But
Mm,
he goes, "Oh my God, you couldn't believe it! This link didn't work, and this I hadn't checked that." And I was just like, "Oh, so that happens to you too? Thank God." Because
yeah.
I sort of guess I take it a little bit personal, as though I should know everything, and I don't. And then technology, I've just gone, yeah, but I can't distance myself. So,
I think
hence
you're doing
why.
the right thing. I think it's important to know enough because I have two extremes, right? So and I don't know whether I call them. So my higher maintenance clients, in a roundabout way, well, I don't know if they're higher maintenance. It's probably not even the word. More of my frustration level is it's actually at the two extra extreme. There's the one client that really has don't just want to
Control.
completely forget, don't want to know anything about it, right? Just leave it to you, so they would have no clue, and so you kind of constantly reminding them that we need to do certain things, and
Well,
then
not only
yeah,
that,
yeah,
they're the same sort of client that sort of turns around and says to you, "Oh no, I don't like that.
yeah,
This
well,
is not working." But they
yeah,
don't give you the boundaries of how to do that and set that sort of stuff up, as
yeah.
opposed to the other ones that are so controlling that you need
Yeah,
to
so the other extent of
listen
this
and learn.
extreme is like, you build the sandcastle and everything, you're doing it, and then they're contacting you a lot, right? So it's a bit like, okay, cheapers, Anyway, so you got the two extremes. Fortunately for me, 80% sit in the middle. But yeah, I often do have. There's the ones that I kind of want to. Come on, show some more interest. And then there's the other one. Okay, enough interest already now. That's it. So
You need to float more often.
yeah, yeah. Oh well, to be honest, mine is about just getting out and being active. So for me, I was out last night having a hit. So for me, it's about being full on active and just. In fact, maybe at the moment it doesn't help my current state because of my breathing, but I'm getting there. Hey,
Yep.
listen, I've got to get on. Thank you. Well done.
Thank you. Okay. Take
We're,
care.
we're
Bye.
I will put this in where you've just added the comment. I'll upload the video so at least we do have it so that if you, for any reason, you kind of thought, what did I think? That video will
Yep.
be in there as well. Yeah.
All right. Wow. Thank you so much.
Sweet.
Take care.
All right. See
Okay.
you.
Bye.